many issues. Some people had different priorities than mine, though. I worked for an environmental website called ecohearth.com, and so that was like one of my top issues. Other people had, wanted to get rid of the Fed, or they wanted to end the wars, or whatever. So I was thinking, well, we can work for all this, but is there one issue that we could get behind that would help facilitate reaching all our other goals? And especially if we could find an issue that was very popular among the American public, we could gain immediate support for OWS and for all our other changes. And after thinking about this and talking to people, we came up with the idea of ending corporate personhood and ending money as speech, because then we would basically drain the swamps of corruption in Congress, and we would return Congressmen people to supporting what the people want. In other words, instead of the 1% buying the congressman, the 99% would be in control because they'd need us to get elected.
So how long, how did you come upon this? How did you zero in, first of all, on this particular working group? And how did you stumble on, or feel that you came upon that is the most important thing? What was it in your research that brought you to that conclusion?
First, this working group, I helped co-found it, so I didn't stumble upon it because I wanted something to push this issue. And the reason I came up with this issue is just from talking to people and thinking and trying to think strategically, not just what do I want right now, because we want everything right now, but are we going to be able to get the things we want when there's so much corruption? Politicians don't care. We have 2 wars we haven't been able to stop, plus dozens of covert wars going on all over the world. We haven't been able to stop those. We haven't been able to end poverty in this country and around the world. We haven't been able to do almost anything that we want to do. And we're not going to be able to when we're taking one vote at a time when we're dealing with corrupt people who are taking those votes, the Congress.
And this group is actually a subgroup of, which one of these?
This group is its own working group.
So the other group, the one that starts after this, didn't start first and then this became a subgroup of that group?
No, the group that meets after this is a subgroup of another group. They're a subgroup of politics and electoral reform, and we were operating separately until we found each other, and now we have an overlap of membership, but our group is an official working group. Their group is a subgroup of another working group.
And so what is it this evening that you are going to try to get across to the people that attend and to the American public?
We want to let people know why this issue, a constitutional amendment to end corporate personhood and end money as speech, is the most important thing we can do right now. It's the best first step because it's fundamental to making all our other changes, and it's widely supported by the American public. Even 76% of Republicans are opposed to Citizens United. So basically, instead of trying to swat individual mosquitoes, we're going to drain the swamp of the money, and then we're going to get what we want. Because with the way it's working now, we go after one issue here, one issue there, but we're dealing with a corrupt Congress. If we can drain the money, and this is the only way to do it because the Supreme Court has been overturning all our campaign finance reforms. But if we can eliminate the reason for overturning them, which is they say money is speech and corporations are people, then we can pass reform that will actually stick, and then we can drain the money from Congress.
So you have to have some brave souls that realize that the mosquitoes are just a distraction and try to avoid actually even getting caught up in swatting them, so that you can actually go after the real issue, which is not an easy thing to realize.
Yes, that's what we need the activists to realize, because otherwise they're working on all these separate issues that don't dovetail and that find a lot of opposition. Some things are opposed by 20% of the people, some things are opposed by 80% of the people, but if we work on this one issue first, that it has wide public acceptance, then we can get progressives elected, because they're going to be, people will be electing progressives instead of being confused by all these ads that are, especially negative ads, purchased by the 1%. So basically it's going to be one person, one vote, and the people are the 99%, and we're the ones who want real change.
Do you plan on getting into illustrating, anything about fractional reserve banking and how money actually really is a debt note, and how they're able to kind of, have so much of it that they can use to buy speech? And
yeah, that's exactly what I don't want to get into, for the simple reason that a change like that is so radical, and it's so easily opposed by people who have the money, the 1%. They'll say people are going to lose their jobs, we're going to totally disrupt the economy, whatever. Any change like that, that's something to do later. What we do is we get progressives in Congress, then they can discuss, true progressives, then they can discuss how to make the other changes we need, which may include that. I don't know enough about it, but I don't really want to know about these other issues because they're not going to pass, because they're easily opposed, and the 1% is not going to let them pass. But if we truly take control of the government, then we can pass what we want to pass.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I'm going to interview, ask you more questions about your teaching at the end.
Okay, great, thanks. You did a nice job. I was surprised because I didn't know that you were a reporter. I don't think you are, right?
Sometimes.
Oh, I guess I'm mic'd up? No.
Sure, so
I didn't even notice, man. Let's see. Oh, perfect. That's what we want to do. We'll replace the corrupt government with a real government. Well, I'm going to sit over there, if that's okay.
Okay.
And so I can carry that with me. Well, I think we should wait. I don't know what time it is, but we should probably wait a few more minutes.
5:29.
Where are you going to sit over there?
Okay, we'll give a couple. Yeah, I was thinking, do you want me to sit here? I can.
Yeah, could you?
I just thought he couldn't. He's going to have trouble filming. I'll be too close and scare people.
I'll move. It's
Okay, I'll stay here then.
And like, I'm going to record, like, I guess most of the entire, but maybe I'll ask you at the end, like, if there's like more pertinent information that PRN can zero in